Hi everyone. Today I'll talk about everything is an invitation. So everything can be an opportunity. We can also think of everything as a temptation. So it's up to us how we look at everything that arrives and what we are going to do about it. So if I see an open door, which could be a new adventure, it could be a big change or a small change or something along the same path I am in. So, am I going to take the next step or not? Right? But same thing with the bad things. Like, everything can be a temptation. Are you going to go this way or that way? It's up to us. So, many of us might be condemned or might feel awful because we are often faced with temptation or we are often faced with negatives instead of positives. But it's up to us if we're going to go that path, if we're going to take that step towards that or not. Because if we say no, if we ignore, then ultimately we will get more positive invitations instead of negative ones, right? So it is said that Martin Luther said, "You cannot avoid birds flying overhead, but you can avoid them making a nest on your head." So, in other words, you cannot avoid temptation. It's everywhere, but it's an invitation, right? Temptation is not bad. It's what you're going to do about it. Are you going to say yes to the temptation? Are you going to say yes to anger, negativity, fear, right? Are you going to say yes to harmful addictions, to violence towards yourself or your family, right? Which things will we say yes to and which things do we say no to? So when you think that you are plagued with negative things, it could be, just a bad day. But how much of that is our choice? How much of that is really us looking at those things or focusing on those things, right? Because I know some people who keep on saying, "Oh, I'm not never gonna get better. Oh, everyone is against me. Oh, you all hate me," and all that. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Probably not. Because I mean, so sometimes like I'm thinking of this particular person who is accusing me of being the same as everyone else, being so evil, being so hateful towards her. And I don't even know this person that much. And I can say for myself that I'm not wishing ill upon her. So if she's so sure about something bad and I can say it's not true, then what about everyone else? Maybe she was wrong about everyone else and she just assumes the worst. However, right, um, it is also possible that in the past she really experienced a lot of bad things, awful things. But we go back to everything is an invitation. Do we assume the worst about everyone? Or do we at least consider that we may be wrong? We can consider the possibility that, hey, maybe this person is telling the truth. Maybe this person is actually good towards me and it's not just an act, right? Or, just be careful, right? Like, okay, let's see if this person is trustworthy. I'll still be careful, but let's see, maybe this person is actually a good friend or could be worthy of trust. Let's wait and see. At least um, we take one step at a time. We don't immediately say yes, we don't immediately say no. So we can still have healthy boundaries. We can still be um, protective while at the same time being open to opportunities and these invitations, right? So instead of automatically saying no or yes, we could go a middle way, or we could have a trial, right? Yan. So, going back to everything is an opportunity. Well, why not take that opportunity? Or why not at least consider that opportunity? If it could be good for us. At the same time, if there is something that you know time and again is ultimately harmful for you or your loved ones, why continue saying yes? Maybe it's time to start saying no. Interestingly, when we close some doors, it's so cliche, right? Others will open, right? Or when we start ignoring the negatives or choosing to say no to those, there will be other things that we will notice, right? So, whether or not you might feel, oh, the universe is so against me, or why is everything so bad, or why is everything so good? I cannot say if you're 1000% super lucky or super unlucky, right? But from our perspective, what we can control is looking at these things, like looking for the good in every opportunity, or looking for just the good opportunities. What would be beneficial for myself and for the people around me, right? There will always be good opportunities, right? At least that I can say for sure, right? Maybe if it doesn't happen immediately in your life, maybe if everything seems to be going wrong, there is still an invitation to stay hopeful, an invitation to rest, an invitation to keep doing the right thing until things go your way. So, yeah, just hang in there. Be steadfast when it seems nothing is going your way. And when things are going our way, we are still invited to be humble, to be grateful, to be generous to others, to continue doing good, not just to ourselves, but to others. Yan. So, I actually thought about this because there was a poster I saw before, the different kinds of toxic people, and I realized I could identify like, oh, this person looks like this one, this person looks like this one, right? But one of those was me also. So my weakness recently or this season was I realized I was a drama magnet. Why? Is it because people want to give me their toxicity? Is it really like that? Do I do I have a welcome sign on my face saying, "Hey everybody, pour me your bullshit"? Or maybe because I listen to everyone even though maybe I should start ignoring them, or maybe just show that I will not put up with such bullshit, right? So when I saw that, when I realized, oh, it seems like I'm the drama magnet here, which is also a kind of toxicity, right? Give me your toxicity, or I'll give back the same toxic feelings that you give me. When I realized that, yeah, I started saying no to that kind of invitation. Like when someone kept on blaming me for their bad decisions in life. I mean, yeah, so I'm like, no, this is not real. So, or this is incorrect. So, I block that person. I used to be the person to avoid, who doesn't block people. But I said, oh, but before blocking them, I said, this is not true. You need to realize that there are also good things happening in your life, and you should stop accusing me those are lies and all that. And then when they kept on saying bullshit, okay, I blocked them. Eventually I unblocked them. Same thing. And not just on social media but also on via the phone. And eventually this person said, I'm sorry for being a bitch. So, okay, that's a step in the right direction, but I don't need to say anything anymore. At least, you know, that's a good step, and hopefully from there, yeah, our friendship would progress. Mm, yeah, so that's just one example of when to say yes, when to say no. Are we invited to be angry? Are we invited to take revenge? Are we invited to be as awful to people as they are to us? Right? But it's also an invitation to be the better person, to even show that there's a better way instead of answering back. And maybe that person is just used to getting the same awful treatment. Like they talk shit and then people talk back shit and then it's all like that. So if you show a better way for them, right? It's good for us. It's also good for that person. And then, later on, there could be forgiveness. Could be soon, it could be a little longer. But at least, you know, it's not just like, oh, how dare you? How dare you do this? And therefore, I will retaliate, right? So, I've also heard people say, just consider observing. Don't just feel immediately. You can observe like a third person. Oh, person A is being bad to person B. Now, what will person B do? So, yeah, so maybe just distancing yourself a bit, like not taking everything personally, even though it's definitely a personal insult sometimes. Harm is being done to you or your loved ones, right? But how will we react? That is the only thing that we can control. So, again, to summarize, it's up to you whether you cannot necessarily control everyone. You cannot necessarily control, the events in the universe. But we can choose to focus on what invitations we receive, on what things we can say yes to, and what things we say no to, what things we accept, what things we ignore, right? What things we choose. So everything is an invitation. Choose wisely, and it will be your life will be more fulfilling. You have some control, right? And the more you choose wisely, the more control you have over your life, and the more wonderful life will be. Okay, so thanks for listening. Have a great day.